Hello, I'm Connie Eaves. I'm a distinguished scientist at the Terry Fox Laboratory of the British Columbia Cancer Agency and a professor of medical genetics at the University of British Columbia. I was interested in becoming a physician when I graduated from high school half a century ago, or a little bit more. And then I decided to go into science and get involved in research more quickly, and eventually married a physician, so I got it that way. I became very interested in immunology and then hematology, and that is really the founding field of where a lot of the concepts of stem cell biology came from. And I pursued a PhD and postdoctoral work, and then began a lab with my husband as an independent team in that field. I had very important role models very early, even as a PhD student. There was a role model in the department who I admired greatly. So I thought all things were possible, and I never turned back. I think that's a very important lesson for girls, women going forward. They need to decide what they want, what they're willing to sacrifice, because you have to make sacrifices, and you can't have everything all the time. So you have to decide what makes you happy, what you're willing to give up. Men have to do that too, but there are more challenges, I think, for women because of their roles still in family life. When I trained, there weren't that many women. When I initiated my postdoctoral work, I was the only female in a fairly large department, 50 plus people, and there was the sense that a woman shouldn't be there, a woman couldn't do it. There was one female faculty member who was given a rough time also. So you either look on that as a challenge and you're going to show them, or you are dismayed and put down. The challenges, particularly early, of who is going to be recognized, who is going to be more successful, impose really very big strains on relationships. I'm sure that happens in other professions, but I've never been in any other profession, so I can't really say. But I do know that it either drives couples apart, or it bonds them forever through having lived through and managed very challenging circumstances. And couples who have stuck together recognize each other and share this common bond that they've developed and had, and enjoy it, just as people in any walk of life who've had similar very challenging experiences tend to identify with other people of the same ilk. I don't think it's unique to women, but maybe more challenging for women to early on identify what they really want and what sacrifices they're willing to make, and learning how to stick to what really makes them happy, and use that as the most rewarding principles. Recognition and so on and so forth really in the end means nothing. It's how good you feel about yourself, and how much feedback you get from the people who are most important to you. Whether they be students or children or grandparents or the public, it doesn't really matter. It's what is important to you, and whether you think you have done the best job you can to make a contribution to that community.